Hello, this is Mark II, and I'm posting a response to Tuzatop's tutorial on building an XP farm. Not really so much the video itself, but someone posted in there whether or not that structure had ever been done in survival mode. And at the time, I had not done it in survival mode, or at all. But I have since done so. So here we are. We're going to go single player, and we're going to go into my first Minecraft world, which is survival mode without cheats, unlike my first Minecraft world with cheats, which does have cheats. So anyway, I didn't ever go into creative. I guess I could have gone peaceful, and that would have been different. But I never did, so you can take my word for it. Anyway, here we are. This is the structure. When I watched the two tutorials, I watched an older one and a newer one. And the newer one, I believe, ended up with a round structure, and the older one had more like this sort of flower-shaped structure or whatever. We got a victim already. I did a couple of modifications from Tuzatop's design down here on the bottom, and the redstone is very ugly at this point, so don't look at the redstone just yet, except for this part here. I used redstone torches to act as sort of like inverters, so these the water is normally closed, except so when I activate the switch for the water valves, they will actually open and let the water out, because the redstone torches act like an inverter in this case. Couldn't do that for the actual platform pistons for some reason. I'm not sure why they wouldn't do it. I think it might be because they used to be too close to the water valve back here. I had to raise them because the problem was too many mobs were dying on the platform itself, so I raised that up. That's actually one level higher than it used to be. I also raised my let me turn down the Minecraft music here, because that's just crazy. It's beautiful music, but let's diminish it somewhat. We can have a little bit, just a little bit, just enough to irritate. There we go. So there they are. Now I had to raise the sight glass also when I did that, and that was one of the two disasters of building this. Because when I was doing that, after I raised it, I couldn't tell whether there were any mobs in there, or I couldn't see as well how that collection chamber there was filling up. So I had to knock out some some blocks from there, some cobblestone, and put some glass in. But the only glass that I had on me were panes, and what was happening was the spiders were getting caught on the pane, and they wouldn't fall all the way down even when I opened my platform. So what ended up happening is I would then open the platform, and then they would fall down here to their death again, because now they're falling 3 blocks instead of 2 blocks. And in order to get around that, I just make it my practice to turn the water on first. I also don't think I have as long of a chamber here as Tuzatop. I don't think that this river here is quite as long. And I use signs to hold the water back. And I also have one stone fence post, which seems to, between that and the signs and so forth, seems to keep the spiders from attacking me, and that's a good thing. So I'll open this up and see what we got this time. Now, I don't want to use my sword, so I'm going to attack these guys with a carrot, and most of them will die very quickly. 1 or 2 carrot strikes will kill these all these mobs here, and they will give me things. Sometimes they glitch out, and the spiders actually can hit me, but they can't get out of there. So spiders are tough. They quite often don't cooperate very well, and I think they can touch all the sides, and that's a problem. So so they don't always take full damage. So now we turn off the water wait for it to fill up again. So excuse me while I eat some watermelon here. There's another quick experiment I'd like to do. I'm going to have a sword in my hand when I do it. We've got a few mobs up here. Now, according to my understanding of mob spawning in Minecraft, what happens is if you go more than 128 blocks from the mobs, they will immediately despawn. So let's test that out. I have put a sign right there, and that's about 128. So let's go way over there. I'm not going to go all the way. 128. So that's what it says on the sign. You can tell, 128. So now I'm going to go back. That's the root cellar, by the by. I might take you down to the root cellar one of these days and see what happens. Now, there's still mobs up there. As you can see, they did not go anywhere. They're still right there in the collection chamber. They're beneath my massive structure. And now we're going to go, and we're going to go past the 128 marker. Not going to go too far past. We'll go over about this far. That's one of my houses. And that's not really a house. That's actually another thing. Oh, they're still there. They're still there. So either my count was wrong, or maybe my understanding's wrong, or something's wrong. But anyway, that didn't work out. But we will celebrate my error by killing some mobs. Turn the water on. If I didn't turn the water on, many of them would die. So there we go. A few of them now. And there is a hazard, of course, with the water in there while you have the platform open, of a mob falling down and not taking any damage because they land in the water instead. So, oops. All right. I do still have some of them that die when they hit the platform. And I think what happens is, if you look at this design, we have, these are the channels. This is where the water channels in. And then these stone parts are the spawning platforms. So I think what might happen is sometimes they don't go into the water channels and just jump directly off that little corner there into the tube, and they fall down. And that's an extra couple of blocks high and probably enough to kill them off. That's my theory anyway. Let me see, did I have any other... Oh, one other thing. I don't know if I miscounted, but when I placed it, Tuzatop placed his water one block above the floor level. When I did that, the water actually extended beyond the steps that are right up in that area there. And that, of course, would not be very useful. So I put it on floor level, and then it stopped at the steps. So I think that's an example of adjustments that you need to make when you're putting these things together, because they quite often don't work out the way you want to. Since this is survival mode, obviously, as you may have noticed, it's enclosed in a fence. Oh, I forgot to tell you what my my disaster was. When I was fixing that, where I had the single panes up here so that the spiders would continue to fall, I had this all broken apart, and this creeper blew up on me right in there and blasted this whole area out, blasted this little archway out. And I didn't even know he blew my door off, and I was here using this thing, and the door was open behind me. Well, there wasn't a door behind me. It wasn't this block here or this piece of iron railing either. So that was potentially disastrous. So that happened. But anyway, as I was saying, this is all surrounded by fence so that I can work here unmolested. And it doesn't let you put glass on top of redstone. I thought it did at one time, but I could be mistaken. I'm not really a big redstone person. The other big disaster I had two other disasters. One of them was not fatal. Actually, the creeper explosion was not fatal. And I used to have a big stack of dirt here, and that was when I was tearing it down, that fell off and took a lot of damage, but that didn't fall quite far enough to die. But when I was still finishing the spawning chamber up there, I had part of the roof done, and suddenly a creeper drops in off the roof. They had spawned up on top of the roof, fell there, blew a whole bunch of stuff out, including one little hole, one block right there, which I, of course, fell through and to my death. But luckily, one of the other features I built in is I have a little office over here, which is equipped with a bed, and I can sleep through the night. Before I sleep through the night, though, let's go over here and take a few more mobs, get some more XP, because that's the whole point. Let's see, let's kill them with gunpowder this time, because get them to shut up a little bit. Quiet. So I'm gonna take a nap over here. Hey. Hey. Come here. Alright, there you go. Okay. Now. Okay. Now, nice and quiet. Oh, damn it. There's another one. Anyway, I can go over here and take a quick nap through the night and get the sun to come back, and that's always pleasant. I always feel better killing mobs in the morning. So this is another thing, the little office here, and I can quickly get elsewhere. I have blocks here so that I can tell if there's something waiting for me outside, but there isn't. There's a few cows. I'm going to build a barn there. It's not practical having them in the open field. So, one other thing that I wanted to mention while I was here, and that is, oh right, I'm going to redo all of this stuff, all this redstone. I think I'm going to build this into an entire enclosure down here. I'll run the redstone up, and it'll run along in a top section, so it'll actually be underneath it all the time, and that'll be better. And as far as booty, I've gotten several music discs, just as Tuzatop did in his videos, and lots of arrows. I think my chickens are obsolete at this point. I have several stacks of them from just the little bit of time that I've had to use this. And the other point that I would make is be sure when you build one of these things that you do something on the roof of the spawning chambers so that the mobs will not form on the roof, because that would defeat the purpose. That's going to cut down on your productivity. So so be sure to do something up there. I put torches up there. That's probably the low-tech and the least elegant solution. If you watched the Skyblock Challenge, Captain Sparkles put water on top of his, and I don't know if he intended to do that. He ended up with squid up there, though. So that would be a thought if you needed squid, if you needed ink sacs. That would be one way to do it. You could use your spawner for XP down here and ink sacs on the roof. I think you could also use half blocks, slabs. I don't think mobs can spawn on slabs. I did not do that because I intend to make this multi-layered. I'm going to build probably 2 more layers, and the way that's going to happen is right directly above the channels here there's more wood. So I'll just build the next layer, and once it's all done and ready to go, I can just chop the wood out. There shouldn't be any mobs in there because when you're within 24 blocks, mobs are not supposed to form. So they should all be down here by then. And then I will come down by whatever expedient means I can find. So anyhow, there you go. Great job to Tuzatop for the design. It works well, and I think you can make it this, or you could make it square, you could make it round. Probably doesn't make that much difference as long as you make it pretty big and very, very dark. So anyway, that's it for now. I hope you all have a pleasant day. Bye.